Hey there guys, I'm super excited for today's video because today I received my Oura Ring Gen 3. It's in this box and I'm going to start opening it right now as we enter this video because I'm pumped to open this thing and give you guys my first impressions. So I'm opening it up. All right, so here is the box for the new Oura Ring. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna switch to an overhead, but I only have this one camera, so bear with me because I'm gonna switch the angle and then I'm gonna open this up with you guys. All right, so let's open it up and see what it's all about. All right, so this is the ring. I went with the silver this time around. Never gone with the silver. I've tried the black and the stealth, I believe, are the two other colorways I've tried. But yeah, the silver looks super nice. So I'm gonna open this up and I'm assuming it's sitting on the charger right now. So one of the nice things about the Oura Ring is they give you these charging pads that you can kind of just slip the ring onto. There's also a little USB-C port, as you can see right there. Nice packaging that they have for the USB-C that comes with Oura. All right, so next I'm gonna take out these manuals, see what that's all about. All right, so the first manual that came out of the box was this one right here. And this just shows you like a very basic representation of how to start charging the Oura Ring. And this other one here is just a bunch of random small letters and jargon. Right on the front, they want you to know that they are committed to your health and safety. Now I wear a size 11 Oura Ring and I typically wear it on my pointer finger. This is my first time putting this on, wow. I really like how that silver looks, super reflective too. Now, this is my first impression of the ring. I just opened it up, but I haven't gotten a chance to check out what the app is like yet. And I have a feeling that that's going to be where most of the improvements are with the Gen 3. Now, here's the thing. This doesn't look a whole lot different from the Gen 2 Oura Ring. It looks pretty similar in most ways. I would say maybe the sensors are a little bit smaller. Don't quote me on that because this is just my first observation and I'm not 100% sure, but just take a look. So you can see those little nodes in there. They're still the same. There's still 3 right there. So let's touch on a few of the reasons that I personally upgraded to the Gen 3 and talk about some of the new things that have come along with the Gen 3. The first thing they have is daytime heart rate tracking as well as workout heart rate tracking. So before, Oura would just kind of take your nighttime heart rate and they'd put it on a graph for you. And then they would also just give you your average resting heart rate and some different stats like that. But now apparently you can get like a live heart rate feed of your daytime heart rate as long as you're syncing up with the app. They also implemented some changes that brought this up to the gold standard of sleep tracking. And now the Gen 3, even though the Gen 2 was really good at sleep tracking, the Gen 3 can now compete with some of these like industrial grade sleep trackers, like these medical grade sleep trackers. So that's another upside to this, is they've improved their accuracy for sleep stage tracking. Now, one of the ways that Oura can predict your readiness and predict how healthy you are and how recovery you are is they track your temperature. All right, so this thing actually got a huge boost to temperature tracking and now it has 7 temperature sensors on it. So this is going to be even more sensitive to different temperature changes. If you're a woman, I believe that they've also introduced a period tracker. So this will be great for you to get your cycles figured out and kind of have that all documented. Not so much going to be something that I use. So the other neat thing about the Gen 3 is it's more efficient on battery. It's similar hardware and similar charge times and hold times to the Oura Ring Gen 2, except this one's just a lot more efficient. And it's going to have like algorithms, I believe, in the back end that can track when to use battery and when to kind of turn off the ring's function, so it's not constantly syncing up and wasting battery. Now, this is more on the app side of things, but Oura has also introduced a paid subscription. I believe it's not going to be mandatory, but it is going to be a huge upgrade if you can get your hands on the paid subscription for, I believe it's like $6 a month or $7 a month. And they have a whole content library coming in for meditation and stuff like that. So that's going to be really interesting to check out too, because I've always been a fan of meditation apps like Headspace and Calm and whatnot. So I'm excited to see what Oura has to offer in that area. Thankfully, if you were a Gen 2 owner, you got grandfathered into the subscription. So I get a free lifetime subscription. But regardless, I think that the subscription is well worth it if they're going to be constantly adding content and improving the app, and it sounds like they are. Before I let this charge up, I wanted to show you a quick comparison of the Gen 2 versus the Gen 3. So here's the Gen 3, and here's the Gen 2. I have a Gen 2 in Stealth colorway, which is like a matte black, which it looks really cool, as you can see on camera. Now, one of the reasons that I strayed away from the Stealth colorway this time around is it got a bunch of scratches on it. I don't know if you can see that, but there's just tons of scratches all over this ring from lifting or picking up different objects and stuff like that. I know it's not really meant for lifting, but I figured if I go with the silver and the different material here, it wouldn't pick up scratches quite as bad as this one. All right, guys, I've got the app open now. My battery is charged up to 78%, and my ring is updated. As you can see, when you enter the app, if you are new to Oura, this might not be a surprise to you, but this looks a little bit different right now compared to what it looked like when I had my Gen 2 ring. They have this new in Oura section right here, right at the top. It says gain new insights by monitoring your heart rate throughout the day. You can hit learn more. Let's see what that's all about. So they've got daytime heart rate. Your Oura Ring now tracks your heart rate throughout the day. By monitoring your daytime heart rate, you can track periods of stress, relaxation, and recovery. Heart rate measurements are taken every 5 minutes while you're relatively still. This includes standing, sitting, or lying down. So I'm assuming that this is going to help with your overall heart rate tracking if they're tracking it like every 5 minutes. And if you have a pretty sedentary lifestyle like I do, they're gonna be tracking that thing all the time. I've really gotta get my cardio up, guys. You guys gotta get on me about that. Why don't you leave a comment, tell me to go for a run or something. Because every time I see the comments pop up, maybe I'll see that when I wake up in the morning and I'll be like, oh, well, the viewers are on me, so maybe I should go for a run. Keep me motivated. I'm gonna hit next here. Next up, they've got restorative time. So it says your ring can tell if your body is in a relaxed state by detecting when your heart rate is low and your fingers are relatively warm. That's super cool. So their temperature tracking and their heart rate tracking to give you a restorative time tracking function. That's crazy. Taking time to relax during the day can help you recover from physical and mental strain and improve ability to learn. Restorative time is marked in green on your heart rate graph and recorded daily in your heart rate details. Now that is super cool that they're giving a place for this restorative time, because I think it is super important. It definitely fits into the overall puzzle of readiness and wellness in general. Next, they've got live heart rate. Monitoring your live heart rate can help you see how your body reacts to different situations throughout your day. Tap the heart icon on the heart rate card in the home to see your live heart rate when you're relatively still. I'm gonna hit got it. And we also have this tab right here that says period prediction. You're invited to try new period prediction feature. You can participate if you have a menstrual cycle and opt out at any time. So I don't have a menstrual cycle. I'm gonna hit no thanks on that one. It says you can join this later. That's good to know. So if you are female and you do have a cycle to track, if you don't wanna join right away, looks like you can turn that on later if you wanna dismiss it at first. I don't see why you would though. That's a super cool feature. And then it pretty much looks back to normal, except they've got a new tab down here called Explore. Let's see what that bottom right corner is. So Explore. The Explore tab hosts a library of wellness content, including meditations, breathwork, sleep sounds, and more. Find something for any mood or any time of day. That's super cool because right now I'm using Endel and Brain FM for different audio streams. It's gonna be nice to have some more to choose from. It also says see your resting heart rate, HRV, and skin temperature change over the course of a session. Now that's cool. I start up a session on here and it's gonna track my biometrics along with that. That's some next level shit right there. All right, I'm gonna hit got it. And yeah, wow. So many to choose from in here. This is completely new. This is nice because it brings your meditation app right into Oura and you track your stats alongside that. That's innovative, that's crazy. There's no one else doing that. Endel kind of does that, but they don't let you see the data in real time. I'm assuming you're gonna be able to see that after you have a session in here. You're gonna be able to see your dips and your troughs and heart rate and whatnot. It'll be a good way to track focus. All right, so now what we are looking at is the heart rate data. I picked up some data and this is pretty much what it looks like. It shows you your sleeping time, your restorative time, and then also your daytime waking hours. And it gives you an average of beats per minute for your daytime heart rate, your sleeping heart rate, and also it gives you a total sum of how long you spent in restorative time. So that's pretty cool, and I really like this. You can actually scrub across it as well, which is pretty neat. All right, so how about some final thoughts now on the Oura Ring Gen 3? I think that overall, this is a nice upgrade. It's pretty neat, but I'm really kind of disappointed in the way that Oura delivered this update, especially for future users. Unfortunately, what happened is when they dropped this new ring, they took away all of the features that they already had for free on the Gen 2 ring, and they said, hey, any new members have to upgrade to a subscription of $6 per month, so now you're behind their paywall, to access your data, to access the basic data that we've been tracking for the past few years using the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 for free. For me, it's not a huge deal because I got grandfathered in and I have a lifetime free subscription. But if you're a new Oura user, you're looking at having to pay over a 3-year span, probably more than you'd have to spend on some of the competitors like a Whoop or an Apple Watch. And I'm not saying that Whoop or Apple Watch are justified at a higher price or something like that. I think they're all quite highly priced, but if you wanted to go for a more affordable option, you'd probably just want to pick up an Apple Watch. I mean, this is going to be, a real sort of luxury to have an Oura Ring, in my opinion, especially if you have to pay the $300 for the unit on top of about $70 per year. Most people just aren't going to make that happen. Most people aren't going to buy that ring. And I think that the vision behind Oura of empowering people and helping everyone to have access to their health stats without the need of, some really high-tech equipment was a cool vision. And it was also something that I could see them taking to a much larger market share. But now it's like, it almost is like it's like a walled garden of luxury, and only the people who have either been in it for a while or the people who want to just spend a stupid amount of money on a ring are going to be able to get in. So those are my thoughts. I might be getting a little bit into a rant here. I don't want to push the company down too much. I just don't think that this was a cool thing for them to do in terms of like looking out for their customers. I still think that the data that the ring provides is amazing. The product is amazing. It's just that, when you give something to someone for free for years and then you take it away and say, we're going to make you pay for that perpetually to keep it, that's a little weird. That's a little crazy to me. I do think that they still support the API that they have in the past, and you can just download your data into like a Google Sheet. Don't quote me on that for sure, but I don't see why they would have taken the API away, or the cloud portal where you can go in and you can export all of your data as like a basic CSV, but just being able to use the app and look into the details of your data, not going to be available. From what I understand, they're still going to provide some very like high level surface data, but they're not going to provide you the nitty gritty details that they used to that made the ring so great if you don't pay for that subscription. I'm really hoping that we can still get some use out of my Gen 2 ring and I can just give that to my brother and have him use it. But if this whole situation works out the way that I think it will, where, if you aren't paying for a subscription, you can't get access to all of that data, it might not be the best bet. I'd like to get some more use out of this ring, but we've already paid for 2 rings. I've actually paid for a few more of these rings because I bought some from my clients. I've replaced my own ring a couple times. So it's kind of an endless money pit over at Oura. And it almost seems like it's a little exorbitant. Anyways, let me know your guys' thoughts below. I'm curious, are you going to be picking up the Oura Ring Gen 3 or are you going to pass on this one? All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. Subscribe if you want to see more. See you in the next video.